it's Kimberly. So today I'm going to be doing another video in my blank but a get ready with me series because I haven't done this type of video in a very long time. And I feel like we have some catching up to do, so I can also break up all my vlog content I'll be doing this summer. I thought, let me have a sit down video before the summer action really begins on my channel, before we get into like me doing my makeup and stuff. This specific blank but a get ready with me would be my first year pharmacy school but a get ready with me. I'm going to be talking about my first and second semester in as much detail as I can remember, because this COVID memory, like I never had COVID, but like I feel like my memory has gotten significantly worse since the pandemic started. So, you know, I really lucked out there, just like stumbling over my words and looking dumb, but it is what it is. For those of you who are new here, which according to my analytics, most of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you want to do me a favor and just hit that subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated. But my name is Kimberly. I am a rising second year pharmacy student. I'm 21 years old. And the reason I'm 21 and going into my second year of pharmacy school is because I go to St. John's University, which is a 6-year PharmD program. So my first 2 years of undergrad was like pre-pharmacy. The next 4 years of my college experience will be my pharmacy school experience, if that makes sense. So let's get into the get ready with me. So first semester, where does one even begin? I feel like first semester was probably, I don't have my mirror. We're already making mistakes. 1 second. So I'll be looking this way because this is where my mirror is. The first semester was definitely my hardest semester. Like I can't lie. It was, how do I describe the sheer chaos of first semester of my first year of pharmacy school? Well, it was my first time having fully in-person classes since the pandemic started. So, you know, just jumping into like the hardest curriculum, or like some of the hardest curriculum I've ever had to experience after being online and just being able to roll out of bed to class was quite the culture shock, to say the least. Oh, I forgot to tell you what makeup look I'm doing. I'll have it on the screen. This is the eye makeup look we're hoping for. Also, yes, I did change my hair again. I'm getting very much Yeji from Loco Era, because that was the idea. If you guys have any questions about the makeup products I'm using, just comment down below and I'll give you a rundown. So let me look at my phone and tell you guys what classes I took first semester, so you guys can like truly understand the agony I was going through. So first semester I was taking Anatomy and Physiology 2, Pharmaceutics 1, Pharmacy and US Healthcare, Intro to Pharmaceutical Care, Biomedical Lab 2. Where did my contact go? Okay, we're back. Biomedical Lab 2, which is basically an anatomy lab. We were dissecting rats. Pharmacy Practice Lab 1, which is basically a compounding lab. And I had 2 half semester classes, so like one half of the semester and the other half of the semester. So the first half of the semester I was taking Intro to Immunology, Clinical Immunology, and the second half of the semester I was taking Intro to Infectious Diseases. So to say that I was getting hit over the head with a bunch of curriculum was an understatement. Truly and honestly, first semester was a setup. I, in my heart of hearts, believe that first semester of pharmacy school is another weeding out attempt. Like I thought organic chemistry was the weeding out attempt, and then my school wants to pull first semester of third year and expect us all to be living our best lives when we're all having like mental breakdowns in DAC and in the library studying. So technically I think my transcript said I was taking 17 credits, but my labs were only 1 credit. So if you do the math, I was technically taking 21 credits. No human should ever have to take that many credits in 1 semester, and I will die on this hill. I will die on this hill. I also bought the Fenty Beauty concealer, and I really like it. I also learned that I actually have red undertones, which I did not know. Like, I guess down here I'm yellow, but up here I'm red undertones. Anyways, I'm still gonna use my CoverGirl concealers because I spent money on them. Aside from schoolwork, my mental health also took a steady decline, because why would it not take a steady decline, if you catch my drift? I think I have seasonal depression, so, you know, the sun setting early didn't help. And then with the sun setting early, one of my friends from high school passed away. So to say I was going through emotional turmoil that semester is an understatement. We were also supposed to have our white coat in the, oh, I did my eyes first and I did it with the wrong thing. Can you tell I haven't done this in a while? Anyways, we were also supposed to have our white coat ceremony fall semester, and then my school just like didn't order our coats on time, so it got pushed back as well. So that was also just like annoying if anything else, because it's like you're told one thing's gonna happen just for it not to happen. And not to drag my school, but they have a like not the pharmacy department, well, not just the pharmacy department, my school in general just has like a habit of not fully letting us know what's going on and just like expecting us to figure it out. So, you know, it was a great time. But honestly, in retrospect, it being pushed to the white coat ceremony I'm talking about, being pushed to the spring made more sense because the weather was gonna be nicer and the sun was setting later, so we were able to take pictures and they actually came out good. So in retrospect, it was good, but I was also just like not doing well. So it kind of, you know, I was this close to going off the deep end, and just that, the one thing I was kind of looking forward to getting pushed back was not something I was happy about. But despite the hardships that first semester threw at me, it was nice to finally see people again, because I recognized a lot of names from WebEx, because my school mainly used WebEx. We didn't really use Zoom or anything. I think WebEx is paying my school, that's probably why. So it was nice to see people's faces and like get to know new people that like I didn't know were in my program after like not seeing people for a while. And also it was nice to see my friends again in person, because like class-wise fully in person, because most of our classes, like I said, were online up until this semester. So like we were in class together, but like we weren't seeing each other really like that often as we normally would in a normal school semester. Yeah, I really like the Fenty Beauty concealer. Like I had to mix it, but I only mixed it because I don't know why. I'm trying to use my concealer, that's why. I literally already told you guys why. Time to put some on my eyelids, and then oh, I don't have, it's a good thing I'm gonna be wiping this off anyways, because I'm taking my brother to the pool after I film this video. Also, for the most part, my professors were pretty decent. The way my school sets up some pharmacy school semesters is because they want to make sure we're taking the classes we need to take so we can graduate on time. They schedule our classes. We just give them a ranking of like, they make schedules, like a bunch of block schedules, and they're like rank which schedule you would prefer to have, and you can like link with your friends, which me and my friends have been doing, because if we got separated our world would crumble, because we rely on each other a lot for like studying help and stuff. And it's also just like nice to be in classes with your friends, you know, people you know, because starting over every single time just is not a fun experience, or not an experience I personally ever want to endure ever again, because it's happened before where I got separated from my friends and I didn't like it at all, like not one bit. And I got lucky because I ended up in the block with the best professors, quote unquote. We still had some professors that were questionable, to say the least, but for the most part it was I need to set, I crease easily, so I need to set those areas. It was nice to have like a professor that's like rated 3 on Rate My Professor instead of rated 1. So you win some, you lose some, you really do. To be quite honest, I can't fully remember, like I said in the beginning, my disclaimer, I can't fully remember what happened fall semester. I can kind of remember spring semester better because spring semester just happened, but even then my memory's a little iffy on that. But from what I can remember, I remember just waking up early, going to class or going to my on-campus job, studying, and then going back to bed and repeat. That was kind of my life fall semester. My favorite class this semester was probably my anatomy and physiology lab, because I find dissecting pretty cool, and also I don't feel as bad because the animal's already dead, so it's like I can't hurt it technically, even though I feel bad that they have to die for like me to like understand structures and bodies and stuff, especially because I'm not gonna be a surgeon, I'm gonna be a pharmacist. I also liked my intro to infectious diseases class, but I kind of got screwed over in that class when it came to exam time. And exam time is the perfect segue to exam season. I don't know what planet my dean's office is on, because clearly they're not on the same planet I'm on, to have the thought, the idea, it's their first semester back fully in person. First semester of pharmacy school, technically, because before they were just taking their prereq, so they're not really in, like, organic chemistry was like the weeding out, but like first semester was the real weeding out, right? Hold on, I gotta put down my brush. I gotta blend so I don't get too angry. Tell me why. I feel like this semester was probably the worst exam season I've ever had in my life. And it was simply due to scheduling. These people had us taking 5 exams back to back to back to back. 1 week straight of exams. I can't even tell you what the order of the exams were, but I can tell you this. My last exam was my infectious disease exam. And yes, I had been studying prior to that exam, but do you know how mentally exhausting it is to take that many exams in a row? And apparently it's always been scheduled like this, to have the third years just take all their like 5 exams in a row. So whoever's in charge of this, hear my cry, hear my plea. Don't do this. Spread it out. I know you can spread it out a bit more. I fully think we can spread it out a bit more. No one else has to suffer like we did, because that's just unfair. That was truly and honestly an experience I never want to have to deal with ever again. I really can't. That was awful. That was truly like, if a professor asked me how that exam season was, I wouldn't lie. I'd be like, that was a truly an awful experience. I never want to deal with it ever again. All in all, I can't say I look back on fall semester with like fond memories. I just remember being very sad for obvious reasons. But I can also say, if that's how my first ever semester in professional pharmacy classes was, I probably can make it through my P2 school year less broken. We'll see. Maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe I will eat my words. So I'm gonna get my eyebrows off camera, and then I'll talk about my second semester. Do my eyebrows look any different? Truly and honestly, can't tell you, but the show must go on. So we're just gonna move on with the eye makeup portion of this. I'm not gonna zoom into my eyes because this is a get ready with me, but I also cannot promise that this look will look good because I've never done it before. Anyways, moving on to spring semester. After making it through the shit show that was my spring semester, I mean my fall semester. Ooh, what type of yellow orange does she use? Spring semester felt significantly easier than my fall semester, and I think it only felt, everyone's just walking in on me filming. I think it felt easier just in comparison, because it was still a hard semester. Like, I can't lie to you and be like, spring semester was so much easier. Felt like I was just like back in my freshman year where I had no cares. Actually, no, I was stressed for no reason in freshman year and it was really not that bad, blah, blah, blah. Nah, it still sucked. This semester still sucked, but it just, relatively speaking, it was easier than my fall semester. And truly and honestly, that is all you can ask for. Does she do it all the way up? She kind of does, and she feathers it out. Okay. So even though it was hard, it was a very doable semester. And again, here I am with my phone because I need to read off my classes, because I'm going to miss one because my last yearly recap of school, I completely missed the class. So here we are. Spring semester, I was taking contemporary legal studies, which was my elective, and it was an easy elective. If you're at my school and when you're ranking contemporary legal studies, it's a very easy elective, or the alternative medicine elective, both are very easy electives. Experiential pharmacy, general pathology, and clinical lab data, that professor was also my professor for my anatomy and physiology lab, anatomy and physiology 2 class. So she recognized me and my friends, so that like made my life easier. Pharmaceutics 2, biomedical lab 3, pharmacy practice lab 2, and again I had half semester classes, and this semester my half semester classes were intro to medicinal chemistry being the first half of the semester, and then intro to pharmacology, which was my second half of the semester. Again, I ended up in the block with the better teachers, quote unquote, so that made this semester relatively easier, because I know a lot of kids failed their intro to medicinal chemistry class because the professor they had has a reputation for not being the most fair or the best at teaching to begin with. So that's all I'll say. I will not be naming names, but That is kind of just a sad reputation some of the professors at my school have, and I feel like that's a reputation a lot of professors hold at even other schools that I don't go to. So it's kind of sad that that's what our education that we're paying for has come to, but it's not much we can do because we already paid, so it's not, the schools aren't losing out. Like, yeah, people write bad reviews, but like, does that do anything to the school? Not really. Anyway, sorry to get like existential. So this semester was again, like I said, more enjoyable. Hold up, I'm like keep looking back on my phone because I need to see this makeup look. This semester was far more enjoyable. I made new friends and acquaintances. Like, I got closer to acquaintances from previous semesters, and I would say we're friends or very close acquaintances. Because I don't like calling everyone my friend, because not everyone is your friend, and that's okay. There's people who like you, and that's good enough, truly and honestly. And there will be people that don't like you, and that's okay as well. As long as you're not being a menace to society, they just don't like you for whatever reason. It is what it is. Again, another tangent. I am so sorry. My friends who were studying abroad finally came back, so even though I had seen one of them, the rest of them I hadn't seen in like almost 2 years, so it was nice to see them again. I finally started therapy. You know, it was only a matter of time. I've been telling everyone to go seek therapy, and my schedule was always too busy to like have therapy sessions. But this semester, even though I had 7:30s every day, which I will get back to that point, stick a pin in that, I actually had more time in the afternoon to have therapy, so I went to therapy. I love my therapist. I don't think she knows I have a YouTube channel, and she probably never will. My therapy is through my school, so it's only free during the school year, which kind of sucks, but during the summer my mental health tends to be better, so I'm not too worried. If I have to track down her email, I shall. So it is what it is, because she can't technically counsel me outside of New York State. A little unfortunate, but New York State laws are pretty strictly dickly, so I'm not surprised that that's kind of the outcome here. I also, like, the biggest news, which I almost forgot, I signed a lease on a house with 4 of my friends. So I'm gonna be living off campus next semester. What type of blue did she use? It's like a royal blue. So yeah, I will be going back to New York a lot earlier than I usually do, because I'm going to be needing to like build furniture and like get used to being slightly further from campus. So I gotta figure out like the bus routes and stuff if someone can't drive me, because 2 of my housemates do have cars, but like can't force them to drive me if they don't have class that day or for whatever reason, you know, or they have somewhere else to be, because obviously they're not my chauffeur. So like so that's gonna be fun. What else happened? My white coat ceremony. I was moaning and groaning about how I didn't have it fall semester, and I almost forgot to mention it. I had my white coat ceremony. Like I said, it being in the springtime worked out leagues better than if it had been in the fall. So my parents came up, my little brothers came up as well. They only had a 2 guest policy though, so my brothers had to stay in the hotel. But I think they didn't even really mind, because I think my youngest brother would have been really bored anyway, so probably for the best that I had to wait until I got back to the hotel so we could celebrate. And getting my white coat, just like, I don't know, the placebo effect of feeling like you're actually welcomed into the profession you're studying for did work on me. I know it's a little annoying to have to sit there and like kind of do like a mini graduation, but like my class is so small, there's only like 220 of us, so like reading through the names wasn't that bad at all. It kind of sucks because we had to put the white coats on ourselves, even though like the mask mandate had been lifted, so they could have definitely put the white coats on us, which is like a little annoying. But I mean, I got my white coat, so I can't really complain about everything, you know. And like I said, I had 7:30s every day, which was probably like the biggest downside to this schedule. Like, yes, I had the better professors, but I'm waking up before the sun is up to get to class, and I'm barely awake. I can never do this again to myself, especially since I'm going to be off campus. My schedule, I think my schedule has been finalized, and it's not that bad. I'm not going to say it on camera though, because stuff could change, and 2, just for like my safety, like even though I'm not that big of a YouTuber, you never know. I don't need people knowing like what time I'll be like going to campus and stuff like that. Like if you see me on campus, you see me on campus, and that's not that big of a deal, but I don't need people knowing when I'm going to campus and like what my schedule is and like what buildings I'm in and stuff like that. You know, I don't need that extra stress in my life, to be quite fair. But thank God I was on campus for having 7:30s every day, because if I were like my friend Francesca or like any of my other classmates that lived off campus, because my school is like a commuter school, TBH, I would have died. I would have ceased to exist. I would have been so cranky every single day. I would have been a horrible person to be around, to be quite honest. I feel like I need to add more blue over here, but I'm honestly not hating this look. I thought it was a little crazy, but look at me stepping out wearing colors. I liked my professors again this semester for the most part. You know, some people are people, they'll get on your nerves no matter how much you like them. So there were some that I was just like, but I made it through. I passed. Don't have to retake any classes from my 3rd year of college. So truly and honestly, that's a win in my book. And one of my classes was off campus, which was annoying because it was like, we got to commute off campus when we already have a class in the morning. But thankfully, Francesca, my friend, has a car, so she was nice enough to drive me and some of our other friends to and from class. So that was one thing we didn't really have to worry about. Finding parking was a whole nother story because the parking at the off-campus building was practically non-existent. But you know, I complain about that anymore. Like, me complaining about it isn't gonna get it to change. Like, they're not gonna build, like, they don't even have space to build more parking, like a larger parking lot. So it is what it is. The timing was just unfortunate with the other class that we had. Ugh, is that even really, why is it so dark? Sorry, I'm gonna use a clean brush. Maybe that's my issue. Thank you, Francesca, if you're watching this, for wasting gas on us to take us to class. I think I need to add a little more sparkle. A little more dazzle, darling. I was also able to go off campus a bit more this semester, like all throughout, instead of whereas first semester I kind of went out in the beginning and I just was kind of cooped up on campus for the rest of the semester because my classes were hard and I also just wasn't feeling my best. So that explains it. That'll do it. That'll do it. My sleep schedule was also I was very strict with my sleep schedule. I'm someone who loves sleep. That's why I said I was scared. I was happy I didn't have to wake up any earlier because I would have been an awful human to be around. I take my sleep very seriously. Very, very seriously. Did I add more sparkle? This is what I'm talking about. Like, my memory just isn't good. I'll zoom in on my makeup after I'm done because you guys can't really see anything. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my sleep schedule. I was very strict. By 10:30, I was in bed. If it could be done the next day, it was getting done. When? The next day. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the patience. Like, I stayed up past that studying for quizzes and like exams, but like other than that, I was a grandma. I was in bed and no one was getting me out of that bed until I was waking up the next day. And that's all I have to say. That's my little soapbox. Where did that brush go? My camera's overheating, but I'm gonna just see how long I can film before it shuts off. Yes, exams, because I talked about exams for fall semester. Thank God they were spread out this time. Thank God they kind of cared about us this time, because if I had to go through what I had to go through in the fall, I don't think I would have made it, to be quite honest. Is that dramatic? Probably a little bit, but it's also the truth. But yeah, my exams went pretty well. My pharmacology exam did not go the best, and if you watched my final exams vlog, because I finally vlogged a final exams week in my college experience, you would have heard me about why it was so bad. So if you wanna have a recap of that experience, it'll be somewhere, like an eye will pop up on the screen and you can go watch that video after this one. And since my camera is overheating, I'm gonna let it cool down for a bit and I'll show you guys my makeup and I'll end the video because I'm basically done recapping my first year of my first professional year of pharmacy school. My camera's cooled down. Let me show you the eye look real quick before I end off the video. This is what we're working with. Is it my best work? Probably not. I just added a little highlight off camera as well, but like from far away it looks pretty good, so that's all that really matters. I should add a little blush though because I'm looking a little dead, looking a little sickly. Okay, I'm looking like a little better now. It's kind of, the makeup's kind of coming together now that I've added a little bit more color to my face. While I put on my makeup, let me do a quick just like conclusion to my first professional year of pharmacy school. Although there were some very bad, and I mean very bad moments, there were also very enjoyable moments that I will always cherish and remember from this school year. I made my first big girl decision by signing a lease to a house for a year off campus. I got my white coat. I worked very hard for my grades that I got, and yeah, I got some grades I didn't like, but you know, c'est la vie. As long as I'm passing and my GPA is looking decent, That's all that really matters to me at the end of the day. Let me take out this so you guys can see the hair better. I'm excited to start my P2 year. Let me like get in the middle a bit more of pharmacy school, even though I know my drugs and diseases course is going to absolutely whip my ass, but that's a September problem. So I'm going to enjoy my summertime and just say that overall the school year gets a B from me, and I'm happy I made it through it. And if you guys are still in school, you got this. You're almost done. It's there. You can see the finish line, just like you can get there. And yeah, that's my recap of my first year of pharmacy school. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys stay safe and healthy and enjoy your summer vacation / holiday. And I'll hopefully see you guys in my next video. So bye, lovely.